So, you are watching The Heart of Racing. It's great to have you here for Thursday Friday Fever, where we go over a couple of news stories and also get into a couple of my selections. We've got some good news stories regarding Cheltenham and a few of the Willie Mullins horses and the Rich Ritchie entries. So, we're going to get into those straight away now, and then we'll get on to my selections. Let's get into some of the news now, and I do apologise for my snuffly voice. I still haven't recovered from my illness, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take. But I'm hoping by the end of this week I should be a lot better. It's been going around down south, this illness, and I'm just hoping that I clear it off as quick as possible, especially before the Cheltenham Festival, which is only a few days away. And onto the Cheltenham Festival and Willie Mullins and Rich Ritchie. And Limini will not run in the Champion Hurdle, and I kind of expect this. I didn't think Limini was quite good enough to win the Champion Hurdle. And Limini will run in the mares, which then makes this a lot more interesting, because Vroom Vroom Mag is an 11 to 8 with most bookmakers, a favourite for the mares hurdle. But the thing is, will Rich Ritchie run two of his horses against each other? Everyone says that Rich Ritchie's scared of running his horses against each other, and it's never really been seen before. Does Vroom Vroom Mag now go for the Champion Hurdle? I don't think so. I've got a feeling that he could run Limini and Vroom Vroom Mag both in the mares. And it'll be very interesting to see by the end of this week, to see what the entries are like and see what Rich Ritchie is doing with those two horses. George Baker is back over from Switzerland. He is still in intensive care, unfortunately, but he's over in England, which is fantastic news to have him back over here. And we wish George the best with his recovery. We can't wait to see the St Leger winner from 2016 back racing again. So all the best, George, and I hope you recover soon. Grand National talk now, and actually the Irish Grand National, and Dom Polly, Empire of Dirt and Outlander have all been entered into the Irish Grand National. It seems like the O'Learys aren't too scared of going for this race, and aren't going to be protesting against the handicapper in this one. So 3 of Gordon Elliott's big names in the Gigginstown colours are going to be going for that race, and I'm sure they're going to be in with a massive chance come the Irish Grand National. Now on to a bit of, well, flat talk really, onto the Guineas. And Aidan O'Brien, not surprisingly, he's dominating the fields for the 2000 and 1000 Guineas. He's got 11 entered in the 2000, with Churchill heading that market, and he's got, I think, 8 in the 1000 Guineas. Again, Aidan O'Brien set for a massive season. One thing I will say, I think I've mentioned this in the video before, is that I think Godolphin are going to be the ones to watch this season. I think they could have a classic winner somewhere. I don't think we've seen it yet as a 2-year-old. I think it's going to come out early on this season, but could be a Derby or Oaks winner for Godolphin this season. I just have that feeling inside my head. It's a bit of a gamble, obviously, that I'm taking, but in my opinion, the way that I've just seen Godolphin horses running at the moment, I just think this could be one of their better years. So do look out for the Godolphin horse this season. But Aidan O'Brien, not surprisingly, dominating the Guineas fields, and we wish him all the best for those races. The last thing I would like to talk about is the bankers of the Cheltenham Festival. Obviously Duvan and Altior in there, and they're too short for me to be classified as proper bankers. I'm looking for a banker at a reasonable price, and I've been out in my local area today and spoken to a couple of the punters and a couple of the people at the tills in the betting shops, and they are all saying Mellon is the banker of the festival. Now Mellon, 3 to 1 for the Supreme Novice with most bookmakers. I don't think he has been exposed to anything decent yet, and there's plenty of horses in that race that have been racing against some decent horses and won against some decent horses. And I do think that you could have a decent price winner in the Supreme Novice if you do take on Mellon. Sky Bet paying, well, if your horse loses you get your money back, up to around £20–25. I'm not too sure on that one, but Sky Bet definitely the ones to follow for the first race every day at Cheltenham. But I do think something could beat Mellon. But what I want to know is, who's your banker for the Cheltenham Festival? Who do you think is the proper banker? You know what I mean? Harry, definitely Desoy, On the Fringe, maybe even Native River. Who do you think's the banker? Put it down in the comment section. I'll have a read through and let you know what I think. Right, now let's move on to my selections, starting with the 7:45 at Newcastle. The favourite in this race is Via at 6 to 5. Last time it ran was back in October at Newmarket, and a fairly decent run. It won that race. Luke Morris on board for James Tate. However, I want to side with War Department. Won last week, course and distance winner. for Keith Dalglish, ridden by Connor Beasley. 3-1 at the moment, but going for that quick fire double. And I wouldn't be surprised if it did win on Thursday, that it could go for a treble as well. So definitely worth siding with their war department. There's not much in there that really makes that much appeal. Maybe twin appeal at 7-1 with Philip Mackin on board, but there's nothing really that I think can touch these two. I think it's going to be probably a decent forecast with Via and War Department. I think War Department is going to come out on top in that 7:45 at Newcastle. Now my second pick, and this comes in the 4:10 from Furless over in Ireland. It's not difficult to find selections at the moment. I'm trying to save myself for Cheltenham, and don't forget that I've got the Cheltenham preview video going up Sunday evening, where I'll go through a lot of the races quite quickly. Be around a 30-minute video there, but do look out for that on Sunday evening. But the one I'm going to side with in this race, the 4:10 of Furless, is Soul Calibre for Gordon Elliott and ridden by Brian Cooper, currently 7-1. Last time it ran over hurdles, it was only 10 lengths behind Aussie Reigns, who's not a bad horse for Willie Mullins. And that was ridden by Ruby Walsh that day, but 10 lengths behind and definitely capable of a much better Soul Calibre. I think Gordon Elliott is going to be the man to follow at the Cheltenham Festival, and yes, like I said, I'll get into that on Sunday night. Soul Calibre currently 7-1. The favourite in that race, freeway space 5-2, so it's quite an open field really. And I do think that the Gigginstown runner for Gordon Elliott and Brian Cooper is going to come through and win that race. Moving on to Friday now, and I've only got one selection for Friday, and like I said, it's not easy, and it's probably not worth doing these selections with big stakes, only because of the fact that Cheltenham's around the corner, and I prefer any punter to save money for those races. But it's going to come from the 8 o'clock from Dundalk, and the horse is Peak Sue, who I tipped up last time he ran at Chelmsford. It was very interesting that Willie Mullins had sent this horse over for a stayers race at Chelmsford on the all-weather. Didn't quite run to his best stands, came third in that race with Ryan Moore on the back, and finished behind some pretty decent horses on the all-weather. But it's now dropped to 1 mile if going for this race. It's going for 1 mile, and all I can say is you've got to trust in Willie Mullins, and hopefully it'll work out for Peak Sue, who, well, he's won the course before, but he's never really tried this distance, so it's going to be very interesting to see that one. But Peak Sue looks an interesting runner if going up at a big price, and if running, could be a decent each way bet. Poetic Choice though, he's a course and distance winner. Poetic Choice, I seem to see him run at Dundalk almost every Friday, and he just seems to love this course. So that could be one to side with if Peak Sue doesn't run. But I'm very intrigued to see how Peak Sue gets on in the 8 o'clock at Dundalk for Willie Mullins, and it'll be interesting to see who rides that horse on Friday night. Thanks very much for watching The Heart of Racing. It's a pleasure to have you here as always for Thursday Friday Fever. Like I said, don't go huge on the selections this week. I'd prefer a lot of punters save their money for the Cheltenham Festival because it is just round the corner, and I do look forward to that one. Make sure you do look out for our Sunday night preview as well, going up at around about 8 PM, so you've got the chance to watch that Sunday night or Monday during the day before the Cheltenham Festival. And if you have got any friends or family who do like to have a bet and do like watching the Cheltenham Festival, please do share it with them, because it may give them a little bit of help in terms of trying to find a winner. Also, go onto our Twitter at Heart of Racing and our Snapchat, which is Heart of Racing. The usernames are down in the description below, so do add us on there, and do use those platforms to share our videos, because it's absolutely fantastic. A lot of people have been sharing this week, I can tell, because the subscribers are going up. And I know 41, that doesn't seem a huge amount, but I tell you what, this channel is growing, and I can't wait to see where it is in a year's time. Like I said, I'll be here for at least a year, and I do hope this channel grows, and that's what's happening at the moment. It's going quite well, so thank you so much for that. It's an absolute pleasure to have you lot watching me, and it's a pleasure for me to sit here and talk about horse racing to you lot, so thanks very much. But please do subscribe if you're new, like the videos if you're enjoying them, comment down below with your Cheltenham banker, and also if you want to see anything new. And that's it from me, and I'll see you Sunday evening. We will not have a weekend of racing this week because the racing isn't really up to its best standard, obviously because Cheltenham is round the corner. But we will see you Sunday evening for the Cheltenham preview night. Thanks for watching, and cheers.